After I made my original post, I spent a lot of time thinking about what she and people here had said, not just about planning date nights, picking TV shows, or being more up to date on news/current events, but more about showing up as my own person in our relationship. I realized that for years I thought being easygoing was a good thing. I thought that by going along with what she wanted I was being a good partner and letting her have what she wanted, but really I was avoiding responsibility or taking risk in our relationship. I wasn't showing her who I am or putting any care into anything. I have made a few changes since my post. I have planned some date nights and things to do instead of waiting for her to make plans for us to avoid doing nothing, a problem we had fallen into. Sometimes she likes what I have planned, sometimes not so much, but I think she appreciates the effort. I have been speaking up and paying attention more, even about little things. What I think about a TV show or place we have been for the first time. Offering more than, "it was okay" or "it was alright," but offering some actual opinions that don't dead-end the conversation. I have been paying attention more to the news and current events, and even though many times I don't really have an opinion about things, I offer what I can to show some interest. It's awkward at times, but better than just doing nothing. I am also reconnecting with some interests that I had let go over the years, been more willing to spend time with some friends instead of choosing to stay home and scroll. I have also restarted some old hobbies, hiking and mineral collecting, which I can do on my own, or she has come with me a few times. She seems happy I am out doing things on my own and reconnecting with friends after so many years, I think. The biggest change was how I think about taking initiative and taking the lead. It's not about being the boss or the one to make all the decisions, it's about being present and curious about the world and what is around me and wanting to do more when we are on a trip than sitting on my phone and scrolling for hours. So in an almost exact mirror of what happened in my last post, again last weekend we traveled so she could give another training and I drove us there. Again she took the car, but instead of just hanging out in the hotel room and waiting for her to come back, I used the bus system and went to the world's biggest comic shop, saw a few historical/touristy spots, had lunch and found a huge flea market for us to go to on Sunday morning before driving home. It was a very different weekend than the last. She was most surprised when I had picked an Indian spot for dinner Saturday night. I am not a very adventurous eater and have shied away from trying foreign foods. This was my first time trying Indian, and she has always been an adventurous eater, so I really caught her off guard with that. There is still work to do, but I think we are in a much better place than when I posted before. She has said she has seen a difference and said she feels she is seeing me be more me again. Thanks to the people who responded to my OG post, your advice helped, even the harsh replies. Got in an argument about being too passive, think things are in a better place now.
I am 24, just broke up with my GFF 22 for sleeping with someone while we were talking. She slept with a random guy from a bar the night she met my brother and best friend. She lied about her whereabouts the morning after. She had her roster guy still on her phone after we had made it official. When I figured it all out, I was broken. I left her then and there, but decided I would hear her out. She said all the right things. She was clearly deeply apologetic. She didn't shift blame and took responsibility for her actions. She said it was the worst mistake of her life and vowed to work every day to build my trust back. I've never felt so valued by a woman and so blindsided at the same time. I decided to forgive her and try to make it work. Why? I guess because I loved her in a way I've never loved anyone. I didn't want to lose that. Cut to literally the next weekend. The entire week I was at war with myself. Every time I thought about this hidden side of her, emotion would flame up inside me, and I would think the worst things. It became clear to me how deeply I had been hurt. That weekend, I went camping with my best friends and took a whole bunch of mushrooms. Long story short, I convinced myself she was cheating on me that night due to my phone calls going to voicemail sporadically. Turns out she was just sleeping and her phone was on Do Not Disturb. She proved this later on. However, all of these intense ups and downs made it clear to me that this relationship just didn't feel right. So I decided to finally listen to my gut and end it. She was so upset that I had changed my mind about fighting for the relationship. I told her I thought forgiveness would help me trust. I told her I can forgive someone that slapped me, but I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can be slapped by them again. So here I am, being a sad sack. wondering if I made the right decision. You might ask, were boundaries in talking phase defined? No, they weren't, but they were implied. She herself admits what she did was wrong and deceitful. What had a big impact my decision was basically telling the whole story to my closest friends. I'm sure you can guess their stance on her. One part of me wants to say fuck what anyone thinks, I love this girl deeply, and what we have I won't find anywhere else. And the other part says, think rationally. Listen to the people who know you and care about you. So that brings me to why I'm here. Did I make the right call? What would you have done? Really just curious what the impartial invisible crowd has to say. TLDR, she slept with someone else in the talking phase and lied about it. She kept guys on her phone for far too long. But the love was real. It was strong. The connection was powerful and intense. But I still felt I had to end it. Would you?